Hi guys. Okay, so I just filmed the witchcraft video for you guys. Hey, what's up, Azealia Banks and the other people that requested the witchcraft video. It's about the Eye of Horus and how I almost went blind in my right eye due to a car accident. So if you want to, go check that video out. It's on the Florida Pie 08 channel as well as the Goddess Fifi 08 channel. So go check that out, guys. Stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning editing that video, so it's up, it's published, it's ready to be watched. So anyway, I wanted to talk real quick for the people that don't know me, who have not been around me, you know, since 2008 or 2009. This is the year 2020, and people in their lives, some of them said that they've been on this channel since I got hit by the pickup truck. So for those of you that was not around during that time frame, I thought it would be pretty interesting for me to talk about a very difficult time in my life when I was in a wheelchair. Okay, believe it or not, I told this girl that one day in Jacksonville, and she as soon as I walked away, she told her friend very loudly, "That bitch is lying. She's never been in a wheelchair before." And she just said it, you know, I don't know how I got on the subject. I was just talking to some people, and she, after I walked away, then she said to her friend, "The bitch is lying. She's never been in a wheelchair." And she said it very loud so I could hear what she said. Okay, so I know that there are going to be some people that see me walking and they are like, "I don't believe she was in a wheelchair." Okay, well, right now I'm going through a difficult phase in my life where I was in a car accident and I have issues, and I can't drive right now until these issues are resolved through a court system. So I have to go to court and all kinds of stuff like that, and it's pretty difficult. It's a pretty difficult time in my life. But when I compare this time in my life compared to like being in a wheelchair because I was hit by a pickup truck at Walmart, this is very easy. This life that I'm living right now is a very easy life. Might be walking, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm happy that I'm walking and I'm not confined to a fucking wheelchair. So let me just tell you guys what happened in 2009 at Walmart one night. I'm actually also going to put this story on the witchcraft channel because it does involve some level of witchcraft if you get deeper into, you know, what happened. So I'm just going to keep it on real world situations and just tell you what happened. One night I went to the Walmart, and as I was coming out, I saw this man in the pickup truck, and he was coming from around one aisle and heading towards the door. I made eye contact with that pickup truck. He was at a far distance, but I didn't think that he was going to do anything to me. So anyway, so I saw the pickup truck. He was moving faster than he should be, which is what caught my eye. Okay, so I come out. I'm thinking that everything is cool, that he's gonna stop, because he did have a stop sign. But instead of him stopping, he came around the corner really fast and he ran up on the curb. And honestly, this is something that puzzled me for a long time. I used to be religious. I thought there was an angel that saved my life, but something literally grabbed me by the arm and threw me on the ground, and the man just ran over my left leg. So he crushed my left leg at the bottom, and he broke my ankle in half. So my ankle, my foot was hanging off but it was secured by some skin. But my bone on my leg was crushed, and I was also, had a broken ankle. So, needless to say, the ambulance came, took me to the hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, is where this incident happened. The man didn't even have insurance. He didn't have insurance at all. He was an ex-military man, but when I tried to sue him to get money for the accident, he actually didn't have any money. He was broke. He didn't have any insurance. He just was a broke-ass nigger man that did this to me. Okay. Trying to wait for that horse truck to get past us because it's kind of loud. Okay, so anyway, guys. So I'll just tell you what happened when I was in a wheelchair. Actually, when you're crippled, a lot of people treat you extremely nice. Okay. Hold on, let me pay attention to these cars. Okay. Okay, so what happened was, in order to fix my leg, the doctors at the hospital, and yes, it was a black male surgeon. He was awesome. He was great. There are some good black men, men of color on this planet. He actually took really good care of me. Dr. H was actually a black man that he was the head surgeon in the operating room, in the surgical room. He was not a hater of black women. He did not hate on me. He actually took good care of me, and he actually put my leg together, and I'm walking thanks to a good black surgeon, a good black man that actually took care of me. He was actually the hospital that I was at, because I myself didn't have insurance. I was at a school, a medical school. He was more or less like a student, but he was very trained. He also had 5 or 6 other surgeons in there with him. It was a surgical team. I had a team of surgeons. Wasn't just one surgeon. I want to finish the story here, so I want to sit down on this, on these, if I can find me a good seat. Yeah, he was actually a pretty good surgeon. But like I said, it was about 5 or 6 other surgeons. I had maybe 2 or 3 anesthesiologists. So I'll tell you real quick what they did. So they drilled my ankle back together with screws, and so that my foot could move like that. And they also put a metal plate, a titanium plate, in my leg, and they drilled it into the bone, and the bone actually grew back. I had 2 surgeries. Hi, how are you? I had 2 surgeries at the school. It was the University of Florida Medical School. It was a division of the University of Florida Gators School, whatever that Gator School is in Gainesville. But the incident didn't happen in Gainesville. It happened in Jacksonville. But the school had a campus on that, and they only took me there because I didn't have insurance, and the man that hit me didn't have insurance either. So what happened was, I had 2 surgeries to put my leg back together. And then in 2014, okay, let me tell you, I was in a wheelchair for about 10 months. Couldn't really walk. I was in excruciating pain every day. Daily, it was so painful just healing up. I had codeine or oxycodone, and they gave me enough for about a month and a half. After that, I had to deal with pain management on my own, which Advil didn't work, Tylenol didn't work, aspirin didn't work. I was in tremendous pain. Ask any surgeon about bones. If you get a bone injury, it is one of the most painful injuries you can have. Have you ever hit your funny bone up against a table or a chair or a wall, and you felt that horrible pain just for hitting your funny bone? You don't know what your funny bone is. It's like your elbow and you hit it. Or I think that's what they call the funny bone, and you hit your elbow or something, and you are in that excruciating pain. Well, multiply that pain by about 20, okay? And then also, okay, I was in a wheelchair. Let me tell you, everybody treated me so nicely. When somebody is crippled in a wheelchair, everybody kind of gets out your way, tries to help you. They rally around you. They like, say for example, if I wanted to get something from the vending machine, one time I was trying to get something from a vending machine, and I couldn't stand up and reach the selection, and I couldn't stand up to put the money in the vending machine. so this white man, he just ran. I mean, he was running towards me. He was like, I'll do it. And then when I was at the post office, I had to pick up a package that I had missed the delivery, and suddenly this white lady just runs. I mean, she runs from behind the counter, and she just hand me the slip, and I'll get everything that you need for you. You don't have to wait in line. So, every time I went to the post office, I never had to wait in line. It was a lot of perks to being crippled and in a wheelchair, because you had people waiting on you all the time, running towards you, helping you all the time. So being in a wheelchair sucked, but I was treated very nicely as I was in a wheelchair recovering. And then after that, then my leg healed up. So in 2014, my leg was really fine. It had healed up like around 2011, but I had got some good insurance finally. And the good insurance, because before that, if you want a plate taken out of your leg, I was struggling to try to get insurance. So when I got insurance in 2014, first thing I did, I went to a I forget the specialist. Is osteo. It's something that starts with an O. It's a certain type of surgeon. Okay, so I went and I had x-rays done, and the surgeon told me that my leg was perfect, that it was completely healed up, and that I would have to have surgery. So he was going to do the surgery, and so I was happy, and so they scheduled it. And I'll tell you another story. It's so many stories involved in this story, because this went on from 2009 to 2014, me recovering, me getting hit, me being in the wheelchair, me being recovering from this accident. Okay, so anyway, so when I went to the hospital to get the plates removed and to get the screws removed, that is a story in itself. One day I'll tell you the story on that, how it made me feel and everything, but I'm kind of hot and I want to get moving so I could go down here and gamble and buy some cigars at Chevron. So what I wanted to say, they actually gave me a shot to numb my leg from the hip all the way down to my foot, and they did that because they said it would last for a long time and they wouldn't need to give me any pain medications. I was paralyzed from the hip down. They did paralyze my leg, so I wouldn't feel anything. They did that so that I wouldn't have to get a prescription of oxycodone or codeine. They did that so that they wouldn't have to give me any pills. So I agreed. They asked me, did I want them to give me a shot in my hip to numb my leg from the hip all the way down to my toes. I agreed to that. It was a very super long needle, longer than this fucking stylus pen, it looked like. And they put it into my hip, and it felt like they were trying to go into the bone, but it was just such a long, big needle, because they actually injected me into a nerve. And the surgery, I was kind of scared, because it's always scary going into surgery. It wasn't emergency surgery like when I was first hit. And when it's emergency surgery and your leg is half, and your ankle and your foot is half hanging off, not your ankle, but your foot hanging off, you just want them to do everything they can to save your leg or foot. So it's not that scary because it's emergency. But if you are not in an emergency situation and you know that you're about to go through surgery, then it is scary, because you're just hoping that everything works out. So what happened was, I went through the surgery, and they basically put me out as soon as this is a story all in itself. So just know the surgery went great. I couldn't feel my leg. I was in a walking cast. I couldn't feel my leg for about 2 weeks. I was limping around on crutches. I wasn't in a wheelchair because I could put weight on my foot, weight on my leg. It was just that I had holes in my leg where the bone had to heal up because of where the screws were. There were holes in my leg, and it wasn't any problem. He told me I could put full weight on it in a black walking cast, and I was on crutches, and I healed up in about 2 months. I went back to the surgeon and it was fine. So let me tell you something. I done went through some rough patches in life. I done went through some horrible rough patches in life. And when you go through these rough patches, it's just a part of life. Life is not perfect. But you know, I am feeling better just talking about some of the rougher patches of life compared to this so-called rough patch that I'm dealing with right now. So, you know, I counted down the days. I got 17 days before I go to court. So hopefully it'll be court in my favor. And I'm just, you know, if you don't know why I'm going to court, it's because I had a car accident and I have some financial responsibility things that I have to work out. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to stay on here long. I want to go down to the gas station and then I got to go home and cook, and people are waiting for me to come home and cook. So live fiercely, love viciously, and remember, atheism is unstoppable.